Hey friends, how have you been? In this video we're gonna draw a clenched fist. This is sort of a follow-up from the previous video in which we drew this open palm. And I'll begin by laying down the guidelines. I'm gonna do it in time-lapse and I'll explain in a second what I've done. Okay, I've laid down most of the important guidelines here, and let me explain some of it. What we have here is the uppermost part that is visible of the fingers, right here. This line represents this part, the bottommost visible part, and except these two, in addition to them, we have this line of the knuckles that we aren't really gonna see, but we kind of will see on the pinky, perhaps. So I'll just slightly add it in. And now we have two curved lines, very simple, one for the inner line, one for the outer line. And in this angle, the thumb really aligns well with this line. So it's really, I'm gonna add it in now in real time. So you want to draw a sort of a diagonal line here. And it sort of protrudes out of that first curved line we drew earlier. You want to get it to stick out of it and then connect it back like this. And it's not connected directly like here. It sort of goes like this and then curves. We will get that in right now. Let's erase the line we just had. And let's sort of lighten that one up. And now we can do this and sort of make some a better definition of this part here. So we have some of the thumb. Now when I looked at reference, the other part looked something like this. And just when drawing this, I figure out this may turn out really similar to Mark Creeley's video on drawing a clenched fist, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I'll add a link to Mark Creeley's channel because he is an awesome artist and a teacher, and you should definitely check him out. And here we sort of get this curve of the thumb. I love that word, thumb. Anyway, now we will see a lot of lines sort of grouped here around this area, because take a look here, all these creases and folds in the skin, so they happen to consolidate to this area. So we will get to see this. And also, let's continue the thumb here. Let's continue the thumb. Love that word. Like this, and it's sort of a fat part of the hand. So we will have this circle of fat. Man, I love this. This circle of fat here, and this is, yeah, like this, and it sort of leads to this area, sort of. Now, in addition, we have a line representing this knuckle, these knuckles, and I'm gonna indicate it really, really lightly here. Now, I'm very quick with my lines. I'm not too worried about how they look, and I think they'll end up looking great. So now what we want to do is indicate the locations of the fingers, and later on we can add all the rest of the details. So let's begin dividing this, and the first thing I notice is that this finger, the first one, is sort of pointing to the right here. So we have this kind of thing going on. And we need to divide it into approximately four approximately equal lines. So let's say the next line is about halfway through here between these 2 points, and it is I forgot the word, parallel to this line. I always forget parallel, and I always confuse vertical and horizontal, even though I know their meaning, because horizontal, horizon, duh, but yeah. Anyway, the next one is gonna sort of almost touch the end of the thumb. The next one is going to be a little more curved, and this is really the fanning effect that I've been talking about. And lastly, the pinky is going to be really curved. And you can see we sort of have this funny shape of an almost palm. And now we want to take care of that part of below the knuckle. So the first finger does something like this. And the pinky really changes its direction here. This one sort of just drops down in a normal fashion, I think. Let me make sure you can see all of this well. Yeah, it looks good. So now I'll begin drawing the fingers themselves, and I'll do this with my other mechanical pencil. And I'll do the first one in real time, and then perhaps we'll kick it into time-lapse. And do let me know in the comments, please, if you like the time-lapse or hate it. I don't know, so let me know. So the first finger, and notice how I'm not following the exact line I drew. I sort of indicate these the shape of these knuckles here. So, and the upper part is sort of circular. It doesn't go straight as in our preparatory guidelines, obviously, and goes down like this. Now the thing is that this finger is sort of obstructed by this one, so we'll draw this one over it like this. And again with the circular shape here. And this one is really a strong finger. It just obstructs everything, so it also kind of obstructs this one. A real challenge is drawing two objects really tight together, because it can be really confusing. So here, like for example, when a body is leaning against the floor and you kind of the lowermost part of it becomes straight because of the surface. These are really very challenging things to draw. Hopefully I got this about right. Now here we have something interesting, because we can see the right part of the finger. So it goes sort of like this. And if you, hopefully you can understand what I mean, it comes from the right. And it is, you know what, let me erase that line. And look, we ended up doing everything in real time. How awesome. So, and here is where the pinky comes and sort of obstructs this finger. Like this one again tucked underneath. And this part of the pinky is drawn like this, and then a sort of a break from that and back to the bottom here. And this is a nice little touch that you can incorporate, and it sort of helps. Now here I don't want to follow my guideline. I want to make it a little, there is an excess fat here. So man, I love talking about fat in fingers. And this one like this, because the skin sort of folds and it has creases on it. Now let's indicate this part of the finger, and of course we didn't forget for a moment the thumb. So we have, just so you get the context from which we're drawing the thumb, here is the nail. Okay, just so you understand what we are looking at. And like this. Okay. And this sort of fatty part of the thumb. And here you want to make this break a little gentler, because that's how fingers look. They have gentle angles. So we're gonna make it a little more circle-ish. And let's add some lines indicating the knuckles. We can do that here. You know, I'm gonna throw them in right now, even though we haven't finished everything. I just like to do these kind of things from time to time, and and we can add another maybe really gentle line like this. And now we move to indicating these sort of folds here. So I think I just went a little overboard here. We have one very gentle fold here, another more prominent one going like this. This one is non-existent. I made it up. Another one here, and perhaps one more to this direction. And this part is also something you want to get a little, like a really gentle, simple line around here. Keep it open. And here most of us have this sort of bulging part because of the vein. So get that in as well. And I believe we are done here. We have drawn upon a clenched fist. And I hope I hope this was a good example and that you really understood how you can recreate this, and hopefully even you already did simultaneously with me. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. There we have it, two types of positions of palms. One open, really lets you see the fanning effect. Another one sort of clenched, and also we see the fanning effect. And this really shows how combining knowledge and like technical anatomical knowledge together with visual perception can really come together and create something that looks relatively good. I'd say it's correct. You know, it may not be perfect, the technique may not be as refined, and we haven't gotten to the really nitty-gritty details here, but we have something that works and looks really good. So thank you so much for watching. Please, two things I'll ask. One is subscribe to my channel, and two, do check out my website. I'll share a link below, and I'm basically giving you my free guidance there in much more in depth than just these videos. So be sure to check it out, and I'll talk to you soon in another video.